Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Want to act entitled? Let's show you exactly what you're no longer entitled to. It's great that the doctor refused to stand for his staff being treated that way. Well done, OP. Good on you for letting him know how awful that woman was. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a juicy story. Old lady gets banned. One day, my father and I went to visit our local doctor. Everyone loves him. It's unreal. He has the biggest amount of clients within like a 100-kilometer radius, easy. People travel from an hour away to see him. He's just that nice and friendly. Plus, he's been studying while working, so he's a specialist in certain fields. Him being so well-loved means that even if you book in, you still can be waiting for at least an hour and a half without fail. It's the normal. Of course, there are other doctors people can see, but nope, everybody waits for him. Dad and I sit down, and on my right side is the woman I described above. Really short white hair, nice handbag, and rings all over her fingers. You know the type I'm talking about. So after about 5 minutes, she starts looking at her watch and sighing in that, "I'm angry, someone asked me what's wrong so I can complain" type attention-seeking sigh. I almost make eye contact with her, but nope. I'm a bit anxious, so eye contact is a no. I lean to my side and mumble to my dad that the old Betty's getting grumpy, and he makes some remark that has me laughing. After a few more minutes, she starts tapping her foot and her nails on her phone cover. I get it, you don't like waiting. No one does. But crap, you picked this doctor, so suck it up. After maybe a tops of 15 minutes, she gets up and marches to the front desk, which is high, and it's almost taller than this old biddy is, and slams down her bag before speaking in a high yet breathy, "I'm important" voice. Excuse me, hello?" Getting a little louder, demanding she's seen to right now, even though the ladies behind the desk are on the phones, which never stop ringing because, as I said, popular AF doctor. And the damn ladies back there are nice, as I've known them since they started there when I was in high school. It's like, don't demand attention from people on the phones. "I've been waiting for ages. When am I going in?" "B, it's been like 15 minutes. Calm your effing crap." Plus, she's being rude and is getting louder. Dad and I are giving each other the side eye because this old Betty's being annoying and rude in a normal, chill waiting room. I think the doc heard her being a jerk, so he walks out and calls her in. She's in there for about 5 minutes and comes stomping back out, slams her bag on the desk again and snaps, I crap you not, snaps her wrinkly old twiggy fingers at the ladies behind the desk, asking if she needs to pay for something, and when they say no, she turns and stomps towards the door. As she leaves, her phone rings on loud and she answers it, because of course, and starts with, "You cannot imagine the amount of time I had to wait to get a stupid needle," and continues to rant loudly as she slams out the door. Screen and wooden. Everyone in the waiting room shares a glance, and it's finally calm. After a while, we get called in, and even though he knows me and has since I was like 10, he shakes my hand and makes a joke and asks how I am, and before I've even sat down, my big mouth has started. "Did you know that old lady was snapping at the girls while they were on the phone?" He sits down now and gives me a look as if he's curious, and my dad chimes in. "The one making all that noise before you came and got her?" Ah, there it is. Doc's eyebrows scrunch a bit, and he kind of exhales. He knows exactly who we mean. "Doc, she was snapping at them? What do you mean snapping?" English isn't his first, and he's very literal. Me, snapping her fingers, clicking, because they were busy on the phones. She was also complaining that she'd been waiting for so long. Drawn out to show it clearly wasn't true. "Doc, she clicked at them while they were busy?" Me, "Yeah, and slamming her damn ugly purse on the counter," said with disdain. Before I can even continue bitching about the old croon, Doc is up and out the door of the room. Dad and I share a look of WTF, and after a few minutes, he comes back. Before I can even ask where he went, the doc starts speaking. "Doc, she already had her appointment an hour ago. She needed something, so I gave her the script and told her she'd need another appointment." Me, "So why was she back in here?" Doc, "Because I said I'd fit her in quickly because it was just a shot." So not only had this lady literally been seen already, but the doc had her then pop back in front of a line of people, and this old bat complained for waiting for 15 minutes and harassed the staff. Doc got back up and stuck his head out the door. It's near the back of the front desk, and I hear him say, "Call her and tell her we don't stand for that kind of thing here. She was rude to you guys. I don't want to see her here again. For any of the doctors. Tell her she isn't allowed back, ever." Mic drop, everyone. Then he closed the door and started our appointment. So that's how me, being a big-mouthed bee and complaining about that lady, revealed that she was in fact beyond rude and not appreciative of the doc being kind, and got banned from the best doctor's surgery in the whole area. It's always satisfying to see entitled and rude behavior get its comeuppance, and it seems like the doctor handled the situation appropriately. And our second story. It's difficult to say you don't work there when you are clearly working there. This incident took place about 10 years ago or so at my favorite pub next to my college alma mater. I'd been going there about 3 years at the time and had gotten along extremely well with the staff. I'd stop almost every day after work to wind down. I work in the steel industry, 4 minutes away. This takes place on a Saturday. And unknown to me at first, the same exact day, a huge tailgating extravaganza is going on near the stadium for a huge rivalry game that's to take place in the afternoon. I'd just gotten off work and wandered in and found my favorite spot at the bar, and as I sat, I started seeing more and more folks filter in. Older people, younger people, kids with parents, and of course college kids. I'm around 38 at the time. Most of the older people and families stayed away from the bar to order food before the big game at the tables. Their pizza was killer. Most of the college kids started to gather around the bar and gather and gather and gather. Within 30 minutes, the bar portion itself is packed 3 to 4 people deep, all getting drinks and shots and whatever else they need. It's a madhouse, so with only one bartender, Missy, yeah, that's her name, and I think one barback, RD, they're getting overwhelmed. Then it happens. A full, fresh beer and shot are shoved down in front of me by Missy, and she says, "OP, dishes, now." Before she goes back to serving the mob of college football fanatics, I glance down to where the glasses are normally, and it's empty nearly 100%. I guzzle some of the beer, slam down the shot, roll up my sleeves, and walk behind the bar to where the sinks are. I'm pounding out these dishes through 3 different sinks. Suds and water are flying everywhere, and of course, that's when it starts. DFF is drunk football fan. DFF 1, "Can I get a beer and a shot?" Me, "Sorry, don't work here," as the water splashes in my face. DFF 2, "Can I get some wings and a beer?" Me, "Talk to Missy, I don't work here," as I'm stacking clean glasses. DFF 3, "Can I get a round of Fireball for friends?" Me, stacking 16-ounce wet glasses in a cooler to frost. "Sorry, I don't work here." DFF 3, "What? Yes, you do." Me, "Nope, but I'm getting free drinks to do dishes." DFF 3, "I need that gig. Can I at least get a beer?" Me, "I don't know what tab is what. Gotta wait for Missy," as I jump down to the end to start more glasses. This same exact scenario plays out every couple minutes as people wade in from the back to the front, over and over at least 40 times. Finally, the game's about to start and the crowd starts to slowly filter out after an hour. I'm caught up and lean back to take a breath and stare at my shriveled up hands. Missy runs into the back to get some last-minute food order, and there it is, a finger snap. I look over and some young college kid's getting my attention, drunker than drunk. Let's call her DB. DB, "One more shot before I go," slurring it badly. Me, "I don't work here, sorry, I was just helping with dishes." DB, "Of course you do." I think she hiccuped. "Just give me my shot so I can go, old man," as she slaps down a 5. Me, blinks repeatedly. Nope, this ain't happening. I lean forward from where I was resting, grab a double shot glass and set it in front of her, grab her liquor of choice and fill it to the brim. As she reaches for it, I pick it up and slam it down in 0.32 milliseconds right in front of her. She's just sitting there staring at me with half rage, a half bewildered look. Me, "You're drunk and cut off as of this moment. Take your money and kindly leave. I hope you have fun at the game if you remember it." As she was trying to speak, I just pointed to the door. Defeated, she staggered out. I finally got to go back and sit at my seat and relax. I never did tell Missy. This whole occasionally washing up for free drinks and food sounds like a sweet deal, since the pay if you work there would be lower than the cost of the drinks and such, and you're all on friendly terms. And our next story. Agree to employment, then back out after thousands of pounds of work had been done? That'll cost you. This happened to my dad several years ago. He was working for a charity supporting disadvantaged kids. They wanted to build a computer network to start a homework club. These kids mostly didn't have computers or internet access. They got quotes and found it would cost lots of money. They got a lottery grant to help. Cue my dad. He had a background in computer networking and offered to do it for a flat rate and informed them this was on the basis that they employ him after to maintain the network usual IT stuff. Fine, they said. He built the network from nothing, got it running, all was going well until they said, "We won't employ you to manage the network, it'll be fine." Unfortunately, they didn't count on how sneaky my dad is. He'd anticipated this and set an admin password. One day, something had gone wrong and they couldn't fix it. By this point, my dad's fed up and has left. They ring him, begging him to come fix it because they can't get access to fix the problem. He said fine, but he'll charge them a consultant's fee for his travel and his expertise, all in around £1,500. They agreed. He drove there for the check, put his password in, fixed the problem in 10 minutes and left. He's not the sort to do over a charity, but the way he saw it is that they had to agree to pay him to maintain the network. And our last story, how Granddaddy outsmarted the Homeowners Association. My granddaddy has his home decades before the area developed and the HOA came. They tried to cite him for his pecan trees and pitcher pump, left their manifesto and scampered off. He read through it and proceeded to do the following. It said a fence could be chain link up to 4 feet or a white picket up to 3 feet. He installed a black picket of 4 feet. It said porch swings could only be natural colors. He installed one and painted it sky blue. Lawn decorations were to be of subdued colors to highlight flowers, not bold, bright, or fluorescent. He decided to line his driveway with glow-in-the-dark bright pink flamingos. He liked them. And prior to this, he had one by the house. A swimming pool was only permitted if they said so. He hired a contractor, got all the permits, and had an in-ground pool as well as a hot tub placed in the backyard with a locking enclosure. Wells and pumps were to be converted to city water. He built a shed around his well and the pitcher pump, painted them John Deere green. Toss a coat of clear glow-in-the-dark over that to be extra special. He also had security cameras professionally installed to protect his trees. In the end, the HOA wound up paying him for their aggravation, as he'd also filed cease and desist, trespassing warrants, and formally sued them for harassment. I miss that old man. That's some impressive screw you. He really went all in. I'd probably only keep it at the fence and garish colors of stuff I'd already own, plus asking for garish lawn ornaments for Christmas. Have the family share in the fun. But if he wanted a pool anyway, good way to go. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.